Today's dog food review is the Farmer's Dog. Now, if you're not familiar with the Farmer's Dog, they are one of those delivery services. So you go onto their website, put in your dog's information, and then create your dog's plan, and then they deliver it straight to your door. They provide a gently cooked option, which I do like. It's human grade, so it's not going to be rendered ingredients. It's going to be food that you as a human it's approved for you to eat, which is great. They also state that they don't use meals. I love that. No preservatives, natural or artificial, which is great. Most people just say we don't use artificial preservatives, but they still use a lot of natural preservatives, and who the heck knows still what that could be. They don't make brown pellets, so you can actually see the food. And they also state that they don't use any label tricks, which they talk about a little bit more in their website, which we're going to get to in just a second. So again, they talk about their quality of the ingredients being human grade, not pet grade or feed grade, that they're going to cook at low temperatures, which again is great. We always want to be doing whatever we can to keep all the nutrients in the food as much as possible. They talk about their freezing process. They call it quickly frozen. I think it's more like a flash freeze versus a deep freeze, so it's going to keep a lot of the nutrients there. Less processing, again, is kind of what we're going for. Here they state that their meat is whole muscle and organ meat. Love that. And that all of their recipes are at least 50% meat. I love when a company can tell us about how much is in a recipe. They also talk about the importance of vegetables. A lot of people don't love carbs being in their dog's food because there is no nutritional requirement from dogs for carbs. But veggies, while some of them can be considered a carb, are also very high in different vitamins and minerals that are important for your dog. So let's talk about the beef recipe. I had a really hard time finding ingredients list and guaranteed analysis on their website. I'm sure I probably could have found it if I decided to go and put in all my dog's information, but I never love doing that because then I get inundated with all their information and their emails and things like that. So this I actually found from dogfoodadvisor.com. Hopefully it is pretty accurate. So in the beef recipe, the first 5 ingredients: beef, sweet potatoes, cooked lentils, carrots, and beef liver. I do like all of those. I wish the beef liver was a little bit higher than the sweet potatoes, the cooked lentils, and the carrots, but that's okay. As a protein, I love that they already converted this to a dry matter basis for me. If you look at the actual guaranteed analysis on the food, it's going to look way different because that's on a wet matter basis. This is a dry matter basis, and when we're trying to compare it to kibble, we have to convert this to a dry matter basis. So protein content's 39%, which I like, especially compared to a kibble. The carbs, again, it's an estimate, just the same way it would be an estimate if I were to give this to you guys. 24%. I still think that's kind of high compared to the 39%, but this is way better than what you would find in a beef recipe kibble. Next up is the turkey recipe: turkey, chickpeas, carrots, broccoli, spinach. I wish there was maybe more organ meats here. We don't see an organ meat the same way that we did with the beef. But again, this is just the first 5 ingredients. Protein matters 33, so we went down a little bit, but that carb content sitting at 40% is not my favorite. Too high on those carbs, more carbs than protein. This one's probably the best. The chicken recipe, we got chicken, Brussels sprouts, chicken liver, bok choy, cabbage, and broccoli. Highest protein content so far at 46%, and the lowest carb content at only 12%. I do like that. And then the last one is the pork recipe: pork, sweet potatoes, potatoes, so double potatoes, green beans, cauliflower. Protein content of 36%, so comparable to the other ones. Carb content of 28%. It's only 8% lower than the protein, so it's a little too close for me. I found this from at a different website, djangobrand.com. I don't know anything about that brand, but they do talk about have a more complete guaranteed analysis based off of the bag and then also the ingredients list up at the top. So it gives you more than just the first 5. One thing I don't love is their TFD nutrient blend, which is the Farmer's Dog nutrient blend. This is going to be a blend of synthetic vitamins and minerals, which I never like to see in a dog food. I wish instead that they would have added more whole foods in these recipes to accommodate for some of those synthetic vitamins and minerals. I could do a whole different video on why I like whole food options. Whole food options are going to have the cofactors, the digestive enzymes that the bodies need. It's going to be a more complete variety of those foods, of those nutrients, versus these blends of different vitamins and minerals. They're going to be presented in many different ways. Zinc oxide, for example, has a way different digestibility and usability than a different type of zinc. So it's just kind of wild west when it comes to synthetic vitamins and minerals, and not my favorite. Overall, I like this food, especially when we're comparing it to foods in general, which also contain kibble in this category. From a dog food perspective, I would give this guy a B-. If we're talking about gently cooked recipes only, that grade would change, probably to be a little bit lower, because I do like that we're gently cooked. That's just the best option for some dogs, for some people. But I don't love the carb content in the majority of these. The chicken one was great. The other three options, too high, way too high. And also I don't love the use of the synthetic vitamins and minerals. So as a whole, because we do a whole bunch of different types of dog foods here, it's going to be a B- on this one for me.